Well, hello, and welcome to another lesson of the Focus on Content course. I'm Marcelo Lewin, the Headless Creator. As always, you can get a hold of me right there, marcelo@headlesscreator.com. Feel free to send me an email. As you know, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Love answering all sorts of questions on anything related to Headless, CMSs, and or content modeling. Today we have a special presenter. His name is Jan Sermon. He's a senior content developer at Kentico, and he's going to show us how to work with snippets to create scalable content models. You're going to learn all about snippets, what they are, why they're powerful. Think components. If you guys, or if everybody that follows my Content Modeling Weekly course, you know I talk about components versus content types. Think of snippets as components, but he's going to get into all of that. But as always, before we get started, of course, I got to tell you, headlesscreator.com, go register. It's free. This lesson will be available there on demand, and probably about an hour after we're done with the live session. You'll be able to find it under courses. If you go to all courses, you'll find a bunch of courses, including my Content Modeling Weekly course. But once you go to Focus on Content, you'll see it right there. Actually, not there, right there. There, coming 5/20, which is today. 5/27, we have another lesson. So that's why you want to sign up, because you'll have access to all the content in this course, plus all the other courses, including my Content Modeling Weekly course, which has tons of units, 60 units, all sorts of content modeling we do in there. And today we're going to be doing some content modeling. So I'm really excited because, as everybody knows, I'm a content modeling geek. I love content modeling. Okay, enough of telling you about headlesscreator.com. Go register. It's free. I'm going to restart the lesson because you know that for the on-demand version, there will be no marketing at all. I just, for the people that are live now, wanted you to know about the website. But for the on-demand version, no marketing. I'm just going to reintroduce. Then we'll bring Jan in, and we'll start the lesson. So we'll see you in just 30 seconds. Well, hello, and welcome to another lesson of the Focus on Content course. I'm Marcelo Lewin, Headless Creator. As always, you can get a hold of me right there, marcelo@headlesscreator.com. Send me an email. I'll get back to you as soon as I can without a problem. Also, I do want to remind everybody watching, both live and on demand, that we have a Slack space. It's Headless Creator. So feel free to sign up for it. In fact, that reminds me, I should add it to the website, so it's a very easy register. I'll do that probably later on today. Okay, so today I have a very special guest. His name is Jan Sermon. He's a senior content developer at Kentico, and he's going to talk to us about snippets, what they are, why they're important for content modeling, and how to use them to create a scalable content model. Now, I'm not going to tell you too much about Jan because, as always, I like to talk to him directly. Jan, welcome.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Nice to have you here. Where are you located, by the way?
I'm located in the Czech Republic, in Brno. And it's currently raining, a little bit overcast, but other than that, it's a nice day.
Excellent. I'm in Southern California, and our weather is really crazy. If you don't like the weather right now, you just have to wait 10 minutes, and then it'll change. So I don't know what's going on with our weather patterns. It used to be better in Southern California, but it just changes. It'll get cold in the morning, really hot in the afternoon, and then back to cold in the morning. So we go between the heater and the air conditioner constantly.
Well, at least you're not bored.
That's true. That's a good way to look at it. So anyway, thank you for joining. I'm glad you're going to be doing this lesson. Before we jump in on the lesson, real quick, give me a background of your experience. How did you get to where you are today?
I started at Kentico, I think it was about 6 years ago. Right now, I started as a support engineer, so a completely different role than I have now. And after about half a year, I transitioned to a technical writer role because I liked writing documentation, writing instructions for people, writing the educational materials. And over time at Kentico, there was a new product. Like, at the time, it wasn't called Kentico Content, but now it is. So I've become the first technical writer for Kentico Content, and over time that changed to Content Developer. We've kind of rebranded, and now I take care of the educational portal and the e-learning systems for Kentico Content.
Very cool. Now, besides doing technical writing, do you like to do any other kind of writing?
I tried writing a blog post. I haven't tried any creative writing. But I find it that when the style is different, it's very difficult to get started. You know, the writer's block is
Right.
too great.
It's a real thing. Yep, definitely. Well, we're almost going to get started on your demo, but I always close it up with something personal. Everybody knows I'm a movie fan, as you can tell by the background. I definitely love movies. But actually, I'm going to ask you something completely different. Do you have a favorite dish that you enjoy either making or eating?
Favorite dish? All right, that's unusual. I'll have to think for a while. I'm sure I have. I've several. I think spaghetti carbonara are my favorite.
Ooh.
Because it's simple on paper, but it's difficult to get right. But when you do, it's so
wonderful.
satisfying.
Yeah, totally.
And delicious.
That's a good one, man. See, I'm simpler. I just like a hamburger, but it's got to be a veggie burger because I'm vegetarian, so I can't have real meat. But all right.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I just lost a whole bunch of audience because I said I'm vegetarian. Or maybe not. Maybe they appreciate it. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, all right, let's get your screen on. I'm going to go ahead and get your screen on. I'm going to stay on here. If anybody has questions, please type them in the comments. We'll go ahead and ask Jan any questions. Of course, I'm going to jump in with questions. But Jan, it's all yours. I'm going to go on mute.
All right. So let's get started. As Marcelo said, I'm going to talk about how to use snippets to create a scalable content model. In the upcoming few minutes, I'm going to tell you about what the snippets actually are in Kentico content, how they can be used, and what's the basic concept behind them. So that's going to be the first part. And then I'm going to walk you through three examples of using snippets to create a scalable content model to save time and to make maintenance of your content types easier. So let's see about that first part. What actually are snippets in content? Well, a snippet is a small piece of something. Actually, the snippet is a shortened term for what it actually is in content. Its full name is content type snippet. So what this tells you is that snippets are smaller pieces of content types. And since content types, they define the structure of your content, the snippets are smaller reusable structures that you can take and use in as many content types as you want. So I have a nice little schema here, and I'll walk you through what you're seeing. So we have a article and blog post. These two are content types, and these things on the right are the elements that the content types consist of. So in article, there's title, author, body, meta title, meta description, and meta teaser image. And in blog post, it's largely the same, with the exception of this little guy related to blog posts. So what you can do in these cases, when you spot several elements that do the same thing and they are used in multiple places and multiple content types, you can separate them within a snippet and then use the snippet instead of these three. So what you would end up with would be something like this. So you would, for example, create a snippet called metadata, which would have the meta title, meta description, and meta image. And then in the article and blog post, you would insert that snippet and do the same in blog post. And that's it. You just save these two content types, and what you see then, well, what the creators will see will be the same as in this first case. But for you as the person who models content and who takes care of the content types, this will lead to a much better time down the line. And for example, if you decide that you need more metadata for your content items, for articles, blog posts, or whichever content type, you can just add a new element in your snippet. So that's the basic concept behind snippets. They are small, reusable structures that you can use in your content types. Now I will go through 3 different examples. Each will show a different use case for using snippets. And I hope you will become enthusiastic about using the snippets in your own content types. So let's see. In the first example, we'll look at how you can use snippets to avoid or remove duplicities in your existing content model. For this, I'll show you 2 pages from our documentation site from the Kentico Content Docs portal. This is the place where you can find all the tutorials for business users, API reference for developers, e-learning, and some news about what's happening. So what you see here is a page, and let's say it's a short tutorial, and it's on the first level here in the menu. But now we don't need to focus too much on the content itself, but more on the structure, on the individual bits that you can see what the actual content consists of. So you can see that there's a title, there's information about who wrote it, the author. Then there's information about when this page was last modified. There's some introduction, the main body of the page, and then some next steps. Now I'll compare it to a page that's on the third level. This one's called Set Up Your Project. So again, it has a title. You can see that the title in the navigation is different. So this means that there will be another element that holds this title, this shorter title. There's again author, or in this case there are 2 authors, but I believe the element behind it will be the same, or will be just one. There's information about when it was last modified, and then there's the content itself. So there's introduction, the main body of the article. I'll just quickly scroll through it, and then there are some next steps. So if we look at it side by side, then on the surface you may think that there's absolutely zero difference, and you would be almost correct. The only difference here is that on this first level, this page can have, let's say, it can link other pages and have them underneath it. Whereas this page, it's on the third level, and that's the end of the tree. It doesn't have any other pages under it. So I'll introduce a little bit of terminology we're using for these three content types. So in each level, it's a different content type. Here on the first level, it's a scenario. Scenario can link to a topic. Here we have 4 topics, and then there are articles. I'll go back to my board to quickly show you with less distractions. So here I have a scenario, a content type called scenario, which is on the first level. That can link to a topic, which just groups articles, and then the topic can link to the individual articles, and the tree ends here. And the reason why I'm telling you this is to make the following schema easier to digest, because now we can look at the content types in all their glory, let's say. So what we're interested in is the difference between scenario and article. Just like I showed in the documentation portal itself, there aren't many differences between scenario and article. To be more exact, only this is the only